This is the intro to the podcast. Sit your motherfucking ass down and listen to this bitch.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is New Era Podcast, episode 5. So tonight we are going to be discussing a few different topics of our own choice. And then we're going to be doing something a little bit different tonight, and that is going to be including different segments in between our own segments to make things a little bit interesting and to make things, well, funny. So, Timothy.
Yeah, whoever said
what?
we're not funny, you're fucking dead, bro.
Timothy, since you are now in the spotlight, you go ahead.
For what?
What's your topic?
Well, so I like money. I have an expensive taste. Regardless of, whatever my budget is, I'll probably cut like fucking greens out of my grocery list so I can buy more COD points, some shit like that. But I've always wondered how much more drastic would my budget change if I had simply just more money. I had fuck you money, How much money is enough? So for me, if I'm thinking of retiring, if I was, okay, let's do two scenarios here. If I was selfish and I wanted to retire, not thinking about like the generation after me, if I was not thinking about having kids or some shit, I feel like at least $10 million. And that's enough for me to blow it off before I die, assuming I don't die within, a week. Or I might spend it all on hard drugs. Money does that to some people.
I think you'd spend it at the gym.
How? Fucking, oh yeah, I'll just buy a bunch of, I'll actually spend it all on a gym. I'm not a crazy fan of Logan Paul, but I do like how he has his own personal gym at his house. I mean, he technically doesn't have to go anywhere. I mean, he's got everything in his house. I've seen a video where I think it was FouseyTube, where he's doing like an MTV Cribs kind of style, and he does it with Logan Paul, and he basically has everything that he needs at his house. He has his own podcast area. Like, he built his own podcast room in his house. He also has his own little merch shop. But I would also like to ask, well, I already said the selfish part, but if I was thinking about other people, because, I'm not that selfish, but assuming I had kids or I just wanted to spend money on my parents because, they do so much, I would say 100 million is enough for me to put in enough in terms of investing. And then hopefully my so-called kids don't fuck it up. Like, look at all these props I bought for this fucking TikTok video. I really just want to buy my mom a house. I mean, she already has one, but I want to buy her bigger than what she already has. Everything she has now, I want to top that. Same for my father and same for my sister. Like, all that time that I'm not sleeping, I wish I could put that time into making money. All right. So, guys, how much is enough money to you?
Jake?
Well, the easy answer would be that, money, you can never have enough, right? But I think there's only so much money a man really needs, as I've said before, and the rest is just for showing off, making you think that you're on the top of the food chain or whatever. But money for me is proving to be a problem as well as a nice asset.
Please silence your phones.
I've been horrible at managing money in the past. So, I'm only just recently started to get a little more better about that. Part of getting older, realizing where the priorities lie. As far as a long-term goal, money, oh boy. I guess if I wanted to put a figure on it, I would say maybe $1 billion. I want to be in the top 1%. Good enough for me. That'd be more than enough for a living, obviously, but I would put a lot of that money towards causes that I believed in. because that would really make you feel like a nice person, giving back so much money that you really don't even need and giving it towards things that could really, really use it. I think that's something people should do if they have that kind of money.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Evan?
Well, as I've learned over the years, I know what I can survive on and how much I would like to make. I could survive on very easily $30,000 a year, but the amount that I would like to make is actually kind of similar to yours because I have similar goals and interests. $1 billion would be nice, so I can not only give every family in America $1 million. That's less than 500 million. Boom, done right there. Put the rest towards charity. Well, maybe not the rest, but like the next 300,000 towards charity and towards investing, so I can keep giving to charity, like in the stock market or into companies, small businesses or something like that. And then the rest would be to make sure I have a roof over my head.
Yeah. Top 1%, right?
Yeah.
Well, I hope your ass is ready, because it sounds like it's time for a nice tall glass of Would You Rather with your favorite virgins. It is time for Would You Rather.
It's time for our Would You Rather segment. Get excited. Would you rather be famous in this lifetime or go down in the history books?
Ooh.
For me, it's pretty easy answer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
already know your answer.
I mean, records are nice, but they can also be broken. However, your personal image of being remembered will far outlive that in most cases. So I would much rather go down in history as being known as somebody than just be like, oh, I did this for this period of time, you know? Then you're just looked at as you used to be good.
All right. So here's how I'm deciphering this question, right? Be famous in this lifetime, right, is basically putting yourself in the history books. You know, they're famous for doing something, whether it's movies, whether it's philosophy, whether it's being Stephen Hawking, being the smartest scientist in the world, whatever, you know. Basically asking the same question twice, in my head anyway. But I would rather be famous in this lifetime so I could make the money I want and then give the money that I also want to give.
Go down in history books doesn't necessarily mean that you are wealthy.
Right.
True.
I really do like money. I gotta.
Money can tie into fame in most cases.
Yeah, but I'm not.
I'm not saying fame isn't objective based, because money certainly is, but
It depends on what kind of fame you
because
hold.
even before money was a thing, there were people that would be famous in their lifetimes. You know?
Right.
Everyone's always remembered as a legend to the next generations. Well, fame also gives you a nicer quality of life in most cases too, whereas the record books, you know, can be just a record. Not saying they don't make you feel happy inside, because they most certainly can, but
So are we clarifying famous as being monetary famous?
famous in the sense where you are remembered. Whereas a record, like sports or something, say you have a
Fame as in however each of us takes it. So I'm gonna choose one of them based off of the majority. So how many of us are going for the famous one? I am. Evan
I am.
is. Brad?
I would probably go with down in history books.
Wow, that's half and half. I'll just go with this one.
It's still half and
Right.
half anyway.
That's yes. Wow. All right. Would you rather stop using YouTube? No. Stop
No.
using Facebook.
Yes.
Stop using Facebook.
Stop using Facebook. Absolutely.
Exactly.
no, because the only
Stop.
reason for me, I have family connections, special.
Well, I
ones.
know. Yeah, I know you use Facebook way more than I do.
But I use it just kind of like people look at the news. Like I don't usually really do anything on it. I just read. Laugh at
I
him.
hate Facebook.
Laugh at
Like,
him. Oh, see how good someone's doing.
I mean, there's a couple of substitutes.
But I'm not addicted to it. Like I literally, it's just mindless entertainment to me at this point. So,
Yeah.
but I can also keep in touch with important people to do that as well. So it's a nice asset of it. It's a good way to keep your memories. We can go back.
Oh yeah, I've got some good ones on there.
You can see stuff from when we were teens. You know, it's kind of cool in a way. It's like a diary. Like,
True.
it's preserved.
But so is YouTube.
Well, no. We're talking about Facebook though.
I know.
But yeah, YouTube, same idea, just in a video format.
I remember creating my Facebook without my mom knowing.
I did the same thing.
So I felt so savage.
I did it
Dude,
against my
when-
dad's wishes.
And I used to have it was like 80 comment conversations on a post
Yeah.
rather than directly messaging someone. All right. Would you rather change your sexual orientation and be famous? What's the famous thing again? Or be a heterosexual average person? I mean, I'm already the red one.
Okay, so I'm just gonna clarify this right now. Pop up an image of Danny Warstop. I would rather change my sexual orientation and be famous. Boom, right there. Because
Jake?
I'd go gay for Danny.
For me, I would rather just be heterosexual and average.
Well, that means Brad's going straight.
Straight.
He's going to be straight.
It's straight or straight.
I mean, yeah, this is pretty ambiguous. Because if you're gay, it's like, would you be straight and famous or straight and average? You don't have to answer this one.
Okay,
So,
All right, so
So awkward.
wow, that was pretty close. If you were only able to eat one of the two, would you rather only eat meat or only eat fish?
Meat, easily.
me,
Easily. That's just based on pure preference. Even though Maine's a seafood popular state, never liked it.
I love fish. Don't get me wrong, but I like red meat and white meat more.
Fish is all right, but catfish is the worst.
You are a catfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Brad?
I prefer meat over fish because sometimes fish, if it's not just right, it's not going to taste right.
I feel like you could fuck up fish way more than meat.
Right.
All
right.
right.
That concludes the Would You Rather segment.
I was sort of, in a way, talking earlier about how basically when you want to be famous, you're known throughout history from that point on, right? So, and you guys obviously know how much I'm into history on many levels, not just ancient history, like just history that happens every day, because history is made every day. I wouldn't mind talking really briefly just about why history affects me in that sense so much. You know, I've been obviously told I've been an old soul before. And that, and it couldn't have held true no matter how you want to look at it. For me, I love history. Like, as a kid, other than being lazy with school, I was always into the class. Evan as well, to an extent as well. This is a general topic that we were always interested in, and so many kinds of history. You know, there's scientific history, there's political history, ancient living history. You know, it's everywhere, and it's being made every day. But what's, to me, the most amazing part about it is that we just don't even think about it being history when it's happening, because we're living in the moment. Every moment that has happened in history has been in the moment, where you're not thinking about it, you know? Time's going by, always. Time's just going, as far as we know. And the only way that we can prove is that it only goes one way forward. So yeah, history to me has influenced me tremendously in terms of my intelligence. You know, I felt like it's made me a smarter person. You're more informed on backgrounds, everything. And to me, it's just a super fascinating subject. Anything, you know, from like one personally that I love learning about is ancient history. You know, it's just so incredible as us living in this time period to look back at a completely different era where none of this was anything. Because we can only truly interpret the world how we see it today. We can't comprehend how life was for them. Where the best things in life probably honestly were like food, you know, where, I mean, what can you think was the biggest pleasure back then?
A Hot Wheels car. I mean, I still like them. I still have my Hot Wheels collection, but I don't look at them the same way. I just look at them as,
Yeah.
this is my childhood. I don't actually want to go and play with them now. I'm still sort of a man child, but you know.
I could totally see you one day just like taking one to the wall and just like.
Oh yeah, just on my belly.
Back then I think the biggest pleasure was the hand.
Oh wow. Why are you always so horny, Evan? And welcome back to the New Era Podcast.
I have a question I want to ask all of you. You can keep it as brief as you want to, but I want to ask you, all of you specifically, what moment in history do you think is most impactful to you?
What kind of history? Like our own history?
History as a whole. It could be, I feel like yours is too easy because we've already kind of talked about our lives. So I would say something from history that affects you on an emotional, personal level that you think was very important. For you, not for humanity or anything, for you.
I feel like World War II was a very impactful one because if it hadn't happened, I'd be over in Europe right now.
Mm.
My grandmother came over to the States during World War II because she saw her house get blown up.
And she lived in Germany?
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. Or Czechoslovakia back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was annexed by Germany.
Say that. She could have still came over here. You don't know that would have been the reason why she would have left. Yes, it probably was a reason, but again, you don't know it.
It's proven that World War II affected the world on such a tremendous level. Basically, like the old saying, if you go back in time and kill Hitler before he starts a war, how many people would not have been born because of the way people moved, people that were killed, people that wouldn't serve, they would have never served. So everything would have been different. They would have met different people. It's something you always got to think about in life. Every decision leads to a chain of events. Tim, moment from history that you feel is significant to you.
Well, obviously the end of slavery.
Okay, we're going that route. All right.
And
Well, that's big.
it's obviously huge impact on my tree, my family tree.
Yeah.
And my great grandfather, who I was able to see before he passed away, he was 102, and he's lived through some of that. Yeah, all these movements for equality, I'm pretty sure, had a huge impact as it kept building up into my existence.
I think it's important for us as a species to accept that we're all going to have minor differences that shouldn't, as a whole, separate us. We all come from the same place at the end of the day. You go back far enough. And to me, that's my favorite aspect of history. It's not any particular event because there's so many, man. So many. But, for me, my favorite genre of history is human history because we're just so fascinated in how we've, as a species, have grown, survived, starting from Africa, venturing out into all the continents, growing up in different societies, civilizations, empires, all stretched over this enormous span of time to lead us where we are today, connecting, globalizing, internet, everything. It's just incredible how far we've come as a species.
Jump cut.
The topic I wanted to really discuss is like cyberbullying. Why internet? Why? It's bad. Stop. So yeah, that's basically about it.
Alrighty, well, great talk. It was a fun time. We will see you all the next time.
Please like and share and subscribe and go follow our Facebook and Instagram. Shameless plug.
Whoa.
Also go on Pornhub because we do have an account on there.
Oh my God.
Shut up!